আজ বিশ্ব ক্যান্সার দিবস। বিশ্বব্যাপী নানা আয়োজন এবং কর্মসূচির মাঝে আমরা প্রতি বছর এই বিশেষ দিবসটিকে পালন করে থাকি। দর্শক, আজ আমরা সংযুক্ত করব এমন একজন বিশেষ অতিথিকে, যিনি একাধারে একজন মেডিকেল ফিজিসিস্ট এবং একজন চিকিৎসা বিজ্ঞানী, যিনি দীর্ঘদিন ধরে বাংলাদেশ সহ বিশ্বব্যাপী ক্যান্সার কেয়ার এবং প্রযুক্তি সহ এডুকেশন, ট্রেনিং এবং গবেষণায় নিরলসভাবে কাজ করে যাচ্ছেন এবং যার একমাত্র লক্ষ্য বাংলাদেশ সহ অনুন্নত এবং উন্নয়নশীল দেশগুলোতে ক্যান্সার সেবার বৈষম্য দূর করা। তারই ফলশ্রুতিতে সম্প্রতি তিনি প্রথম কোনো বাঙালি হিসেবে ইউএস প্রেসিডেন্ট লাইফ টাইম অ্যাচিভমেন্ট অ্যাওয়ার্ডে ভূষিত হয়েছেন, যা নিঃসন্দেহে একজন বাঙালি হিসেবে আমাদের জন্য অত্যন্ত আনন্দের এবং গর্বের। আমাদের সাথে আমেরিকা থেকে সংযুক্ত হচ্ছেন এম সাইফুল হক, প্রফেসর অফ রেডিয়েশন অনকোলজি, ইউনিভার্সিটি অফ পিটসবার্গ স্কুল অফ মেডিসিন। স্যার, আপনাকে স্বাগত আমাদের আজকের আয়োজনে।
অনেক ধন্যবাদ আপনাকে এবং নাগরিক টিভি থেকে।
স্যার, সম্প্রতি আপনি ইউএস প্রেসিডেন্ট লাইফ টাইম অ্যাচিভমেন্ট অ্যাওয়ার্ডে ভূষিত হয়েছেন। স্যার, এই যে এত সম্মানজনক একটি গ্লোবাল অ্যাওয়ার্ডে আপনি ভূষিত হয়েছেন, আসলে কি কি কাজের স্বীকৃতি স্বরূপ এই অ্যাওয়ার্ডটি দেওয়া হয়ে থাকে একটু জানতে চাই।
Thank you very much. So first of all, thank you for inviting me to join this program. This is really an honor. I'm very honored for this. So you asked me how and what are the different things I've done to get this award. This award was a surprise to me when I first heard about it. And the way it came is this. Every Saturday, a few of us who are involved in different global cancer initiatives, we get together and discuss about things. So one of my friends recently at one Saturday morning tells me during the meeting that Saiful, have good news for you. I said, what? Then he said that you have been selected to be a recipient of President's Lifetime Achievement Award. And during our meeting, we joke around a lot, but I thought he was joking with me. After a little bit of joking, he started to show me the announcement, and then it started to settle in, and so I was, at that time, I really felt very honored and very humbled. And this is the highest recognition for volunteerism bestowed by the United States President and as the President's Lifetime Achievement Award. And I think this gold medal award is a recognition of the various work that I have done throughout my career. And for example, I've spent a lot of my time working to improve the cancer care, quality of cancer care, education and training, research, really to reduce the disparities in cancer care and increase access to cancer care and all over the world. And I can give you some examples of that. For example, I was involved in extending President Biden's cancer moonshot program globally. And we are involved in establishing and supporting the development and building of comprehensive cancer centers all over the world. And then we train thousands of oncology healthcare professionals throughout the world. We do research work through multi-country clinical trials. We publish, very high impact papers in a high impact journal, Lancet Oncology. And as a result of some of this work, we have actually secured more than $300 million from White House to really support the initiatives that were done in the U.S. in Africa. And at this time, I would like to recognize two of my colleagues, and their names are, they both are medical physicists like me, Professor Wilfred Ngoy and Professor Stephen Avery. We three are directors of an organization called Global Health Catalyst. And all the different work that we do it all together. And I also want to actually give thanks to my wife. Without whose full support, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. And finally, a word about this award. This is really the work of hundreds of people all over the world that we do. So this award really belongs to every single individual, even though we have been named, but it really belongs to all of them.
And congratulations again, স্যার। এটা আমাদের জন্য অনেক বড় একটা অ্যাচিভমেন্ট। স্যার, আপনি তো গ্লোবাল হেলথ ক্যাটালিস্টের একজন পরিচালক। এই গ্লোবাল হেলথ ক্যাটালিস্ট বিশ্বব্যাপী কী ধরনের কাজ করছে এবং ক্যান্সার সেবার মানোন্নয়নের লক্ষ্যে প্রতিষ্ঠানটির অবদান কতটুকু?
A good question. So let me tell you, the mission of Global Health Catalyst is to catalyze win-win collaborations and initiatives to reduce disparities in the United States and globally. And the vision is to eliminate cancer globally. So that's our mission and vision. So in order to accomplish this mission and vision, we work with pretty much anybody and everybody. For example, we work with cancer researchers, oncology healthcare professionals, leaders from healthcare institutions, academic and scientific organizations. We work with various international societies like International Atomic Energy Agency, Union for International Cancer Control. We work with various NGOs, governments, and many other organizations in the private sector. In other words, whoever works in a mission that aligns with our mission, we work with all of them. And government is also an integral part of the different stakeholders that we work with. And along this initiative, we have worked with all these different stakeholders in pretty much all over the world. You name it, we have worked in Africa, in North America, South America, we have worked in Europe, we have worked in the SAARC countries, pretty much almost all the continents in all over the world. And recently, we have partnered with the Oncology Club in Bangladesh. Their leadership, Professor M.A. Hai, Professor A.M.M. Shariful Alam, Doctors A.F.M. Kamaluddin, and Dr. Mustafa Aziz Shumo. And they are the leaders of Oncology Club.
Okay.
And recently, we have partnered with them. Yeah. So these are all the different people that we work with to achieve the goal and the mission and vision that we have.
গ্রেট। তো স্যার, বিশ্বব্যাপী ক্যান্সার কেয়ারের উন্নয়নের লক্ষ্যে আপনি বিশ্বের বিভিন্ন জায়গাগুলোতে কাজ করছেন। এটি আপনার কাজের একটু উজ্জ্বল দৃষ্টান্ত। এটি সম্পর্কে একটু জানতে চাই, মানে এটির লক্ষ্য কি এবং কারা কারা এটির সাথে সংযুক্ত রয়েছেন?
আমি অ্যানসার্ড পার্টলি যে বিভিন্ন স্টেকহোল্ডার যারা, তাদের সাথে যারা কাজ করছি সেটা তো বললাম মাত্র, বাট লেট মি গিভ ইউ সাম এক্সাম্পল as to and that will help understand some of the work that we have done. The Global Health Catalyst, you heard that we have extended Cancer Moonshot 2.0 globally, right? As one of our work, we published a very high impact Lancet Commission report in Lancet Oncology Journal in 2022. And that really raised the cancer crisis in Africa and then provided a lot of call to action for the African leaders to really address the problem of the cancer crisis in Africa. As a result of the publication of that, many government leaders and various NGOs, they stepped up to the plate, and the governments changed policies, to really address the cancer problem according to the recommendations given in that report. And then another result of that was there was a major leadership, U.S. Africa Leadership Summit at the White House. And follow-up of that was that we were able to secure over $300 million to support from the White House for various in Africa. We have recently started to another program in Nigeria where we are developing programs to provide education and training for the various oncology professionals.
Great.
And as I mentioned, that we have also established a relationship with the Oncology Club in Bangladesh. And 2 years ago, we established that. And we are working with them to really develop initiatives that becomes a win-win collaborations for Bangladesh and where we are part of this initiative.
দ্যাটস গ্রেট। মানে এটা আসলে এত এত কাজ করছেন এবং বাঙালি হিসেবে এই প্রত্যেকটা কাজের জন্য আমরা আসলে প্রত্যেকেই গর্বিত। স্যার, আপনি তো রিসার্চ কোলাবোরেশন বৃদ্ধি করবার জন্য বিভিন্ন ধরনের কাজ করছেন, এই বিষয়টা নিয়ে একটু জানতে চাই।
এটাও this is an important question. যেমন ক্যান্সারের যে প্রবলেমগুলোকে অ্যাড্রেস করতে হলে রিসার্চ ইজ অ্যান ইম্পর্টেন্ট পার্ট। তো আমরা রিসার্চ বিভিন্নভাবে করি। An important one is really doing clinical trials. আমরা রিসেন্টলি আফ্রিকাতে একটি মাল্টি-কান্ট্রি ক্লিনিক্যাল ট্রায়াল করেছি প্রস্টেটের উপরে। ইউরোপে এই ট্রায়ালটা করা হয়েছিল and they found out some results of that trial. That was a good trial. It's a moderately hypofractionated clinical trial. And what we wanted to do is to see whether we can reproduce exactly the results in Africa, because in order to do that, you have to run these clinical trials in a very controlled environment. And we have to develop an infrastructure for that by working with the leaders from multiple countries. And so finally, we are able to start that comprehensive the prostate or the CHIP clinical trial. And we finished that trial. Okay. The results that we saw were really amazing in the sense that the data, the toxicity that we saw, the European trials is very different from the toxicity that we saw in the African population, and which is what we expect, because it's a different, their genetics are different, their lifestyles are different, and so because of that work, the way the patients will be treated, prostate cancer patients will be treated in Africa, potentially will be very different than the way recommendations given from the European trial. So that's one work we have done. And we are actually going to do 2 more clinical trials on cervix and breast cancer. And as I mentioned that, we have developed a relationship with Oncology Club. So we actually will be bringing those clinical trials in Bangladesh and Nepal, so that you can do those clinical trials in these 2 countries. And this will really help our breast cancer population, our mothers, our sisters, our wives. In many ways, there will be, there will be cost for a clinical trial will be a lot less. Cost for treatment will be less. For this treatment, typically what we do these days, patients come for treatment, for radiation treatment, maybe 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
And if this clinical trial turns out to be a positive result, we'll be able to, they'll be coming for say 5 days a week. And that is that. So the number of times they will come for the treatment will be a lot less. And, we hope that it will be a positive trial. It will have a major impact on the economy also. Yeah, so looking forward to that.
Let's see. ভালো কিছু হবে। হ্যাঁ স্যার, একটু জানতে চাই যে বিশ্বব্যাপী বিখ্যাত যে জার্নাল রয়েছে ল্যান্সেট অনকোলজি, আপনি বলছিলেন সেখানে বেশ কিছু পেপার পাবলিশড হয়েছে, এটা সম্পর্কে একটু জানবো এবং বাংলাদেশে এটি কিভাবে উপকারে আসতে পারে।
Again, an excellent question. So you have just heard, যে আমি বলছিলাম যে আমরা যে ল্যান্সেট অনকোলজি কমিশন রিপোর্টটা, the impact আমরা দেখেছি আফ্রিকাতে। When I saw that, then I started to think maybe you should try to do something for people in our part of the world, Bangladesh and in the entire SAARC region. So my 2 colleagues from the Global Health Catalyst, the 3 of us met with the editor-in-chief, Professor David Collinridge, and proposed that we want to do a similar report for the SAARC countries. And he agreed. He said, go ahead and write a series of papers. And then we reached out to the leadership of Oncology Club, and together we formed a team by taking more than 30 healthcare professionals from all the SAARC countries. And we worked for about 2 years together. From Bangladesh থেকে, there were 11 people who were involved in this paper series.
Great.
So this is a major really contribution that all the professionals who were involved in writing this, they contributed, and we published this series in the December issue of Lancet last year. And what will it do? I mean, as you have heard, this changed how cancer care is being practiced in Africa. It changed, the governments changed the policy, and really we'll have to address these things at the policy level to make a difference in how we treat our cancer patients. So we, pointed out, published now what is the current status of cancer care, what are the current status of education and training of the oncology professionals, of the research. So we documented, we published, gathered all the data and published them in that journal. So now it's a baseline, it has been created. And we also wanted to see how we can make an impact of this from a policy level. So last December 12 tarike, we had a GHC summit in Bangladesh with the Oncology Club.
Okay.
And at that time, all the leaders of Oncology Club and some of us, including the editor-in-chief of Lancet Oncology, he visited, for this occasion. And we met with His Highness, the chief advisor, Dr. Muhammad Yunus, and then also Honorable Health Advisor Nur Nisa Begum. And we met them at the chief advisor's place. And so there, the chief advisor, Dr. Muhammad Yunus, he launched this Lancet Oncology series officially. And we brought to his attention some of the challenges that we discovered and we documented. And I'll mention a couple of challenges and potential solutions. A major problem is there's a severe shortage of oncology professionals, who are responsible for the treatment of all our patients, and also the supporting team, who supports these oncology professionals. There's a major infrastructure problem. All the different technologies and the diagnostic machines, the treatment machines that we need, there's a very shortage of them. And when they're available mainly in Dhaka. About 70% of our population live in the rural areas. And so the problem is they do not have access to this care that they can get because they have to come to Dhaka, right? And that's a problem. And so there's a rural-urban health disparity problem. There's also a major problem of lack of cancer awareness. দেশের বাড়িতে যখন we see যে আমাদের বিভিন্ন লোক যে মারা যায়, when they die, বুকে ব্যথা হয়েছে বা মাথায় ব্যথা হয়েছে, died from that, but we don't know that they do not know that they may have
মানে অরিজিনাল কজটা কি ডিজিজের সেটা ফাইন্ড আউট করতে পারছে না তারা,
because they are not educated.
একদম
We do not, most of the people who do not know, এবং কিছু জানেও, that if you smoke tobacco, that is a cause for lung cancer. If you পানের জ্বর এগুলো খাই, betel nut, that's a problem for cancer. HPV is a major problem for cervical cancer, right? So hepatitis B. So age, lack of awareness, for the common people as well as the physicians, the providers, provide this service. So the government needs to really do a big awareness program across the country. So we have documented, we have really created a lot of call to action in this series, and provided some guidance as to what to be done to address these problems. And some of the guidance probably will be আপনার ধরেন to really bring more infrastructure and build them, update them, and really distribute them in the rural areas. Incentivize the oncology professionals to go to the rural areas, increase the awareness and about cancer, about tobacco chewing, about betel nut chewing, about HPV vaccination, screening, to do all of those, update the education program. So there are many guidance that we have provided, and we are hoping that government will really look into this. That's one reason we wanted to meet His Excellency, the chief advisor, Dr. Muhammad Yunus, and we brought it to his attention. And we are hoping that this will be the starting point, hopefully, to start to make major changes in the policy as to how we treat our cancer patients in Bangladesh.
চমৎকার উদ্যোগ গ্রহণ করেছেন স্যার। আপনি তো সেই সুদূর আমেরিকায় দীর্ঘ অনেকগুলো বছর রয়েছেন, সেখানে কাজ করছেন এবং বিভিন্ন পেপার পাবলিশ করছেন। বিশ্বব্যাপী ক্যান্সারের উন্নয়নের লক্ষ্যে আপনি নানাভাবে কাজ করছেন। তো বাংলাদেশের ক্যান্সার কেয়ার এবং চিকিৎসার ক্ষেত্রে আপনার সুদূর পরিকল্পনা কি, ভবিষ্যৎ পরিকল্পনা সম্পর্কে একটু জানতে চাই।
There are a few things that are very close to my heart, and I'll give you two examples that we are going to do. আপনি শুনেছেন আমার কাছে একটু আগে যে বাংলাদেশে আমাদের মা বোনেরা তাদের two major causes of cancer, breast cancer and cervical cancer, যেটা জরায়ুর ক্যান্সার যেটা হয়। হ্যাঁ, এখন এই সার্ভিক্যাল ক্যান্সারে যদি আমরা এটাকে যদি অ্যাড্রেস না করি, they are predicted by 2070 500,000 আমাদের মা বোনেরা, আমাদের ওয়াইফসরা, they will die from that. And this is a cancer that we can eliminate. We really can eliminate this. And this is very, very close to my heart. So 2 বছর আগে আমরা যখন দেশে আসলাম to do the GHC এবং Oncology Club initiative, together we started, 2 বছর আগে একটা মিটিং করেছিলাম, we planted the seed and we pulled in all the various আপনার NGOs and the BRAC, the Gramin Kollan, and many other NGOs in our meeting, and we started the discussion as to how we can cervical cancer. And so as a result of this initiative, I'm happy to really tell you that there has been an initiative this year. In December, we had a global health catalyst meeting that happened in Bangladesh along with the Oncology Club's meeting, SARC-wide meeting. And এখানে আমরা leadership from Oncology Club, leadership from NICRH, leadership from Gramin Kollan, এবং Electa Foundation, the Swedish-based organization, their CEO, Lacey Hubbard. And I want to actually name this leadership really because this is such a major initiative. Oncology Club থেকে Professor M.A. Hai, Professor M.M. Shariful Alam, Dr. A.F.M. Kamaluddin, Dr. Mustafa Aziz Sumo. এবং আপনার NICRH থেকে আপনার ডক্টর শাহানা পারভিন and তাসলিমা নিগার, গ্রামীণ কল্যাণের আপনার পরিচালক সেখানে মঈনুদ্দিন চৌধুরী, এরা, এবং ইলেক্টা ফাউন্ডেশন একটা সুইডিশ কোম্পানি, তার সিইও লেসি হাবার্ড, এবং আমার 2 কলিগ এনগোয়া, উইলফ্রেড এনগোয়া and স্টিভেন এভারি, আমরা সবাই মিলে একটা উদ্যোগ নিয়েছি। And the goal is that we will do a pilot project on what do we need to do to eliminate cervical cancer. So we'll focus in a small area and we'll look at 20,000 women. And then from that we'll learn how we want to scale it. What are the, what will be needed to scale it. So we'll be taking that steps and we'll be vaccinating and screening both cervical cancer and breast cancer. So we'll be doing all of that, and hopefully by 6 months we'll come up with the results and we'll learn how to really extend that, scale that to the entire country. And our hope, this team, I really give credit to the leadership in Bangladesh. They're the one who'll be doing the work on the ground to make it happen, right? As I said, from NICRH, Oncology Club, and Gramin Kollan. So I'm hoping that through this initiative we'll learn in about 5 to 10 years we'll eliminate. That's our dream. We'll eliminate cervical cancer. So that's one initiative. And the second initiative, you'll have to give me a few minutes. It's really this is again a vision, again a big vision. We want to really transform how we treat our cancer patients globally. And so, and Bangladesh will be part of that. And how are you going to make, and why do we want to do that? বাংলাদেশে আপনারা আজকে শুনছেন যে অনেক ধনী মানুষ আছে যারা ক্যান্সার হলে বা কিছু হলে তারা বিদেশে চলে যাচ্ছে চিকিৎসার জন্য। হ্যাঁ, আহ, দেশে কিন্তু অনেক ভালো ভালো চিকিৎসা হচ্ছে, তবু তারা বিদেশে চলে যাচ্ছে, হোয়াট এভার দ্য রিজন মে বি। আর গরিব মানুষ যারা, তারা চিকিৎসার কিছুই করতে পারছেন না। আমার দেশের বাড়ি নোয়াখালী। আমার বাড়িতে আমার যে সেখানে যে আমার গ্রামে যে লোকজন আছে, তারা এই যে বলছিলাম কিছুক্ষণ আগে, ও বুকে ব্যথা হচ্ছে, মাথা ব্যথা হচ্ছে, মারা যাচ্ছে। They have no access to care. What can I do so that they will get the best care that is available in the world? That's the goal. That's what I want to do. And how will we do that? Our global health catalyst, we are working on a project, and this is what the project will look. Imagine you take the best cancer center in the world, say for example Harvard. আমরা সবাই জানি হার্ভার্ড জানি, আমার নাম হচ্ছে UPMC, right? And they provide, say for example, the best comprehensive care. When you say comprehensive, you provide the best treatment, you have the education and training, you have the research, you have the advocacy, you do all of this. So suppose everything that they today that they do at the highest end, right? State of the art. So imagine all of this that we do in a physical building or many buildings, I take it up and put it in the cloud. Okay? If I put everything in the cloud, and then what I do, it's like internet connection. আপনারা যে গুগলে connect, এই যে আপনার সাথে আমি এখন জুমে কথা বলছি, right? This is technology is making this available. So now, suppose I have everything in the cloud except maybe the treatment for which I need the machines. I do that on the ground. But everything else is in the cloud. And all the professionals, we give access to what the cloud is, what the data is. So everybody now can, from anywhere in the world, can just access everything that Harvard I've taken. I put in the Harvard in the cloud. And now, that is the current state. I'm thinking 10 years ahead. আমরা যেটা চিন্তা করছি যে artificial intelligence has become a major thing now, right? It is in our space. So what we want to do all the capabilities of artificial intelligence, now we want to put it in this Harvard, in the cloud. And with this artificial intelligence, we'll always stay ahead. And this will help us to provide the most advanced care at much reduced cost. Precision medicine, we believe personalized medicine, এবং আপনার ধরেন access to care. So efficiency, reduced cost, state-of-the-art care, all are now in the cloud. And everybody from Harvard, they can connect it. So this is now I have here. Next, what I want to do, I want to take NICRH, Bangladesh Cancer Institute. I want to put that also, what it is there, in the cloud. So I have Harvard, I have NICRH, and I want to connect them through digital connection. And then I want to train and bring everything that is in the cloud here, duplicate that for all the NICRH professionals. It will take us 3 years. So now, within 3 years, these professionals have exactly the same level of care and everything, and we'll bring the technology also, everything, for that. So they're all at the same level. And not only that, now they can talk to each other because we are connected now. They'll be connecting for every patient. So then what we'll do, and we'll always be at the leading edge because we have the artificial intelligence, right? So every patient that will be treated at NICRH at that time will get the same quality care, state-of-the-art care, as the treatment we are giving at Harvard. And the other thing is, ধরেন আপনার, if they want to talk about a patient, get a second opinion, immediately connect with all the experts from Harvard and others. So 3 বছর পরে আপনার will have NICRH will have that capability. So then with that, only people around Dhaka or who can go to NICRH get the treatment. But my thought is আমার গ্রামের বাড়িতে যে লোকজন আছে, what can I do for them? They cannot come to Dhaka all the time. So what I want to do, once this has reached that level, then get another 8 or 10 centers from around the country, and then put them also in the cloud and connect with NICRH, and then train them to have the same capabilities. So suddenly, in 5 to 10 years, I have 10 cancer centers. They have the same capability at the capabilities at Harvard. And they're all connected. So another 5 years from that, I connect another 10 centers or 20 centers to each of these centers. Suddenly, after 10 to 15 years, we have cancer centers around the country who are now connected to Harvard. And actually, our plan is to take centers in Africa, centers in South America, Bangladesh, US, put them all in the cloud. So we have created a network through which now everybody is connected everywhere and everybody is providing the state-of-the-art cancer care. So that's really our dream. And we have already spoken with the leadership of Oncology Club. We have presented this to His Excellency, the Chief Advisor, Dr. Muhammad Yunus, and Honorable Health Advisor Nur Jahan Begum, and they like the idea. And so we are, this will be a good US-Bangladesh at the higher level collaboration. And we are writing a grant here that will support the establishment of this, for the first 5 years. But then after that, we'll have to sustain it. And we are working with the Bangladesh government to look at the sustainability. But this will become self-sustainable. The reduced cost. Drug companies will be paying a lot, the cost of the drugs will be a lot less. Cost of care will be a lot less. And we'll get the most advanced care. So that's really my dream. And we want to make this happen. So you asked me, what is it that we are thinking? We really want to transform cancer care in Bangladesh and globally.
খুবই চমৎকার উদ্যোগ নিয়ে আগাচ্ছেন এবং আমরা অনেক বেশি আশাবাদী। আমরা আলোচনার একদম শেষ প্রান্তে একদম চলে যাবার আগে আপনার কাছে জানতে চাই যে আজকে তো বিশ্ব ক্যান্সার দিবস, বাংলাদেশে যে সমস্ত দর্শকরা আপনাকে দেখছে তাদের উদ্দেশ্যে আপনি কিভাবে শুভকামনা জানাতে চান?
Collaboration is important thing. আমি সবাইকে, particularly আমরা যেহেতু ক্যান্সার হিসেবে কথা বলছি, আমাদের আমরা যদি সবার সাথে একসাথে কাজ করি, then we can accomplish. You have to go together to really accomplish. আমরা নিজেরা যদি বড় হতে চাই, আমি বড় হলাম, আমি ধনী হলাম, এগুলো যদি করতে যাই, really these do not have a long lasting impact. We should work together as a team by really paying attention to what we want to accomplish. And I tell my students, my residents, whatever you do, be very passionate about it and think about others. Don't think about yourself. If you want to do something for the others, they will make a major difference. You probably know my elder brother, আমার বড় ভাই ছিলেন আপনাদের, উনি মারা গেছেন, আপনাদের ঢাকা শহরের মেয়র ছিলেন আনিসুল হক. He has done a lot. আমাদের সারা দেশের লোকজন ওনাকে ভালোবাসতেন because he wanted to do something for people. And I think we all have something to give to the others. So if I can ask anybody and everybody in the country, think about others and see what you can give, even if it's small. The small things all add up to be a big thing, so that will be my wish for everybody.
থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ স্যার। আমরা আলোচনার একদম শেষ প্রান্তে, আপনি এত চমৎকারভাবে কথা বলছেন, প্রত্যেকটি আসলে আপনার উদারতার বহিঃপ্রকাশ, এবং এত চমৎকার তথ্য দিলেন, এত কোলাবোরেশন করে কাজ করছেন, ওয়ার্ল্ড ওয়াইজ আপনি ক্যান্সার নিয়ে এত সুদূর প্রসারী ভাবছেন, বাংলাদেশের মানুষের জন্য এত ভাবনা আপনার, এবং আপনি আমাদের সাথে সংযুক্ত হবার জন্য নাগরিক টিভি পরিবারের মাধ্যমে আপনাকে আন্তরিক ধন্যবাদ জানাচ্ছি।
অনেক ধন্যবাদ।
প্রিয় দর্শক, এই ছিল আমাদের আজকের আয়োজন। এতক্ষণ সাথে থাকার জন্য সবাইকে আন্তরিক ধন্যবাদ। আসুন নিজেরা একটু সচেতন হয়ে জীবনযাপন পদ্ধতিতে খানিকটা হলে পরিবর্তন আনি এবং সেই সাথে পরিবর্তন আনি খাদ্যাভ্যাসে। তাহলে আমরা ক্যান্সার থেকে নিজেকে মুক্ত রাখতে পারবো, এবং সেই সাথে প্রাথমিক উপসর্গগুলো দেখা দিলে অবশ্যই অবহেলা না করে চিকিৎসকের শরণাপন্ন হতে ভুলবেন না। সবাইকে আন্তরিক ধন্যবাদ। ভালো থাকুন, সুস্থ থাকুন এবং নাগরিক টিভির সাথেই থাকুন।